Cholecystectomies, gallbladder removals, no laughing matter. Actually, they are, because see, the word cholecystectomy, to me that's a weird, funky word, and continuing on this past Monday's episode, where we went through the coding process of cholecystectomy, aka excision or removal of the gallbladder, in this episode of the Paul Chandler Show with Hi, I'm your host Paul Chandler, we'll be using the Padzilla, and we'll be actually showing you a cholecystectomy or a gallbladder excision removal being performed. And as that surgery is going on, then I'll be explaining what the doctor is doing during the surgery. So that way, as far as coders and auditors, we can have an idea, a picture, if you will, of what the doctor did during the surgery while we are reading the op report and either coding it or auditing it. And just so you know, I still have my gallbladder, so not to be TMI on that, but the video that we're going to watch on the Padzilla is not my actual surgery. But stay tuned and we'll be right back, and we'll be looking at the cholecystectomy on the Padzilla. Welcome back, everyone. So now we're going to be looking on the Padzilla here and be watching a cholecystectomy being performed. However, though, we're going to be watching it laparoscopically. So when the provider wants to remove the gallbladder, hence cholecystectomy, first they have to detach it from the rest of the body. So this part now, we're already in the abdominal cavity, and we see here the provider takes these little snares and we're clipping across the top part first. However, though, in a moment, we'll be looking at the provider actually securing it and then being able to remove the gallbladder from being attached to the liver itself. So in this case, we have 3 incisions going in. We have that the doctor made in the patient, one for the tool itself, one for the laparoscopic camera, and one for the little sectioning tool. So at this point here, so now we see the gallbladder, that little ball sac that was just removed. And now what the doctor is doing here is extracting out, kind of pushing forward a little bit, the cystic duct and the cystic artery. Because what we'll be doing is soon, then we'll be severing the cystic duct and cystic artery by placing a clamp there. So now the doctor is making just a couple incisions around the gallbladder and start freeing it from the rest of the patient's body itself. And you can see there, though, it kind of looks like, if you will, if you ever had like strawberry or cherry, some kind of red or pink gum, and it just takes you away from bubble gum forever, I do apologize. But it kind of looks like if you take a piece or two of strawberry or say cherry gum and chew it for a bit and then kind of take it out of your mouth and kind of start spreading it apart. That's what we're getting there, that part here. So, because we have the gallbladder, now here we're seeing the cystic duct and the cystic artery. And then the provider, we see here cleaning it and scraping it, make sure that we have the duct and artery ready to go. The provider goes through and gets the backside of the artery, because the cystic duct is in front in our view and the artery is in the back. So first the doctor puts the tool in the back, make sure that it can separate the cystic duct and artery. So we got the artery in the back separated, and then now the doctor's taking the tool and putting it between the cystic duct and the artery to be able to separate those two, because the doctor will soon be placing clamps down here at the bottom. So this way then we are separating the gallbladder more from the abdominal cavity, the peritoneum, and we see it's the claws that are separating it out and making sure that there's, with the little jaw mouth going open back and forth, make sure that there's enough space there, because then the doctor will be putting the clamps in, and to make sure that there is enough space then to remove the gallbladder once the clamps are placed. So we see that kind of looks like you've eaten chicken off a chicken bone, how it's got kind of a little skinny there. And now the cystic duct in front, then the doctor places on the clamp. We see the first clamp going in. Now the doctor is placing in the clamp on the cystic artery in the back. So that way then, after the gallbladder is removed from the liver, then there will be no bleeding to the other parts of the body. So now that we have the clamps in place, now then the doctor is severing apart the cystic duct, and that part has been severed off. And there you go, bye-bye, cystic artery. Now the doctor is separating out and dissecting the cystic artery, and now we have the separations there, and by the 2 clamps that were placed, so we see there's no bleeding that's occurring. Now the provider has to start removing the rest of the gallbladder itself. So in doing this, providers have to go slow. The whole procedure itself takes just maybe about 10 minutes. And depending on the situation of the patient, then they can often have this done in outpatient surgery or same-day surgery. Wherever you're at, for whatever they call it, like a pop and soda scenario, same thing. So the doctor has to go little bit by little bit, and just with the clamps and just severing off the gallbladder now from the liver. Again, just having to take it piece by piece and a little bit at a time. So that way then if the doctor were to simply just do a rip, then that would cause a lot more damage. So we see now the doctor is just making his or her excisions around the gallbladder and separating it out from the liver part itself. Going slow to make sure, again, that they don't cut too far or cut too much and have any type of internal bleeding that could develop from it. So just by a little clip, a little bit here or there, the doctor almost has all the gallbladder removed. And yes, we do here at the show some animated videos of surgeries as well, but I thought, you have to see this in person, an actual video of it. And there's the oh so pretty gallbladder almost being fully removed. Kind of looks like an alien from, actually the film Alien, I know, that kind of comes out. Then the gallbladder, oh, now we have it all the way separated. So the doctor will be able to make the incisions out, and you may never want to play hacky sack ever again, because there goes the gallbladder and just, we got to get it out of that little hole, and that's it. So that is a cholecystectomy, the excision of the gallbladder. So the doctor, and this is the laparoscopic version. Remember, we do have a laparoscopic version, a technique that is done, excision, and it can also be removed if the patient's having a liver donation as well. So just to kind of recap on the laparoscopic cholecystectomy, the excision of the gallbladder, we had the camera in and we had the tool, how the doctor has to remove the connections of the gallbladder to the inside the abdominal cavity and the epiterium, and the doctor clamped off the cystic artery and the cystic duct, the artery in the back, the duct in the front, clamped it off to secure any bleeding, then slowly went around the rest of the gallbladder, and then at the end was just kind of forcefully trying to do like a reverse punch, if you will, and take it out of the little hole that the patient had. So hopefully you all still have an appetite for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on what time you're watching this. And from all the cast and crew here of the Paul Chandler Show, we do thank you for watching this episode on cholecystectomy done by laparoscopic, and have an awesome rest of your day.